DJDamageOnline.com. Put it in your browser.
Yo, this your boy Kid Ink, and you checking out DJDamageOnline.com. Ooh, alumni in the building.
You already know, man, it's your boy DJ Damage, man. Rep at DJDamageOnline.com. I'm here with the West Coast sensation, man. He go by the name of Kid Ink.
What's good, Damage? What's happening, man?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. Now, real quick, I want to talk tattoos. Now, I see face tats have become very popular these past 2 years. Now, I know you had your face tats for a while. I've been seeing you for a while. If y'all haven't known, Kid Ink been doing this thing for a minute. He's not a new artist. I know y'all see the new single out, Badass, and y'all probably think he's some new up-and-coming artist, but he's not. So before we talk about these other artists' face tattoos, I want you to talk about the meaning of your face tattoos.
Well, let me break it. I'm gonna tell you the meaning of my face tattoos and pretty much just where that lifestyle comes from for me. I feel like
Please do.
my face tattoos right now. I got man, I get mixed up with which side everything on. I think I got a bat over here and a lightning bolt on this side.
Yeah, you got it right.
The lightning bolt is like the bat. Well, first of all, the bat gang and the bat is just. I feel like they're both lifestyle tattoos for me. Whereas the bat lifestyle is just, you know, the lifestyle I live as far as working, whether I'm in the studio late night, whether I'm in, you know what I'm saying, in the club with the DJs promoting or working and doing shows. Just everything for me is really like I don't go to sleep till 3, 4.
Living that nightlife.
And when the sun is out, I don't like to be awake that much. Like I don't like to see the sun just all in my face like that. So that's where that comes from. And then the lightning bolt has something to do with just my personality as far as my show. I'm a real just like laid back dude when, you know what I'm saying, I'm just out and about. But when I get on stage, or you know, when I'm just feeling real comfortable, it could turn into a whole explosive, you know what I'm saying, electric, you know what I'm saying, but I don't want to make it too corny, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but the face tats, for me, is something that started in LA with the Hispanic gangsters, really. Like Hispanic gangsters, 18th Streets, and then the MSs, they used to get, you know, 18s on their face. It'd be chicks.
Talk to him, because a lot, we in Philly.
Chicks. We talking about, I mean, I see a lot of
There ain't a lot of gang life in Philly.
Yeah, that's real, you know what I'm saying, their whole thing was, you know what I'm saying, you represent and you know as soon as you seen them what they was representing because it's on their face or on the side of their skull. So it's like, that's where that came from and that inspiration. And a lot of kids in LA that don't rap look just like me. So it's like, it's not really a rap thing when I looked at it to where how it is looked at now, which, you know, just, it's a gimmick more so than anything. To some people, I feel like it's still, you know, a lifestyle that a lot of people can't handle.
Man, I know, and definitely in my city in Philly, man, every kid now has a face tattoo.
Yeah, see, man,
and it seems like every new rapper that wanna get some attention gets a new face tattoo. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because clearly you got your face tattoos, and you don't got a billion of them. Yeah. You got ones that represent yourself, man, and, you know, to do what you do.
It's crazy because, like, I know when, because I know I always just wanted what I wanted, you know what I'm saying, and how much I've been in the tattoos, and I want to be completely covered. Not like full facial covered, but I want my whole skull done and everything. And I just knew, like, you know, how everybody else would react to it, and my moms, and even when I just go a little bit over here, they'd be like, no, don't mess up your face, da, da, da. So it, like, really, you know what I'm saying, means something to me as far as not just trying to, I'm about to do this and then cover it up in a couple years. Like, my kids still gonna have to deal with this. So I just hope everybody else knows. If they kid and they got something to explain to them when they talk to them, like, oh no, I just wanted to get tatted on my face just because, you know, it's cool. You know, so hope y'all, man.
Yo,
get it. You know people need to stop doing? Getting face tats and neck tats and then hand tats, and then when they take their shirt off, it just be no tats. You
ain't got no tats.
What happened?
You getting them where they show.
You getting pull-up sleeve tats. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense, man.
Now I want to talk music real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. I want to talk music real quick. You have did your thing on a crazy level digitally.
Yeah.
You know, over 20 million YouTube hits. Y'all can check it out, man. I need y'all to check out Kid Ink if y'all just find them out for the first time. Can you give that advice to those rappers that's up and coming that feel like all they need is the radio? And if the radio's not helping them, they don't have a chance.
Man, it's really like, I mean, just being, you know what I'm saying, the radio scene nowadays, the radio is listening a lot to the streets and what the kids are doing. And a lot of those radio DJs still work in the clubs every night and aren't playing those records that they playing on the radio. That's what you gotta know sometimes. But it's like, the radio, man, you really want to build your core fan base before you even want to hit the radio and all that. Because you don't want to hit the radio and have a #1 and
to 'em, man.
people love your song and not you as a person. They just like your record. So it's like you're irrelevant to the whole situation. Anybody, you know what I'm saying, if just the push of that record, that's how they feel. Like, oh, if anybody would have got that record, they could have did that. And there's no real fans to fight for you. Because even when I did my Time of Your Life and the independent thing, but I was still getting that radio push, the mainstream market, you know what I'm saying, had their, you know what I'm saying, seen their flaws in me. And then I had my fans who were fighting for me still, the core fans who had all the mixtapes and just rep me in the street hard. And they turned some, you know what I'm saying, converted those fans or made them look at it a different way. And I've like watched conversations where it was like, blah, say, blah, this kid ain't. And then the fans like, what are you talking about? Check this out. To do this, and that, blah, blah, blah. He could do this and this and that. And then they be like, oh, I didn't even know. So it's like, really focus on just outworking your competition, man, and making sure that your quality is just as good, if even better. Really, I think the first thing is outworking your competition and consistency and keeping, like, you can all, it's no way people can't, if you're consistent, it's no way you're going to get missed. Somebody's going to see it. And it's that quality that takes it to, oh, well, this was hot. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like he's putting a bunch of records together. And it's like, without, you know what I'm saying, using no names of examples, man, but it's like I could really see a bunch of artists who just put out a bunch of material to stay consistent, which works, and it keeps them in that you know what I'm saying, lifestyle and then the scene, but the records don't matter. And that's, you know what I'm saying, where it's the next level. So it's really, that's all I can really outwork, man. Outwork.
Now, you haven't really technically been mainstream until kind of recently.
Yeah.
Technically. Have you seen, you know, just being where you were at, some artists that may have been checking your stuff out and stealing little things from you and using it for their thing, mainstream-wise?
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like my situation, I was always stuck in the middle because I was not a mainstream artist making mainstream records. So it was something that the mainstream audience sometimes didn't get the underground aspect, and then the underground audience didn't get the mainstream records and the radio and just other stuff like that. And I have seen and watched just certain things that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, were inspired by something that when I thought about it, it was no, you know what I'm saying, nothing going on. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy how that happens. But I look at it as, you know,
can you give us an example of one of those things, though?
I mean, honestly, not to say like that it's I mean, you know how sometimes when they say, oh, you didn't start seeing that car till you bought it and that's everywhere. But like with the Time of Your Life situation, after I did the record Time of Your Life and it did what it did independently, I listened to a lot of pop records and just other records that were trying to do crossover hip hop records that included the line Time of Your Life or somewhere. It was just somewhere in there in the hook. And then I also had writers from the inside coming in and be like, yo, I really wish I wrote that record, yo. And I'd be like, for real? Like, I ain't even, like, as a writer that I'm looking at, like, yo, you were one of the dopest writers ever. So it's like if a big writer could tell me that, you know what I'm saying, they feel like they could have took the record and did something to it, it definitely inspires me to feel like other artists, you know what I'm saying, seen it and was like, yo, they ain't doing something. And it's not taking it to the next wave yet. And, you know what I'm saying, we could probably do that too, which is, I don't mind not wasting the idea. You know, sometimes stuff get wasted.
That just show you, man, that a lot of people pay attention, even though when you think they're not, a lot of people looking, man. And I think that's really one of the biggest things that I know from me being a fan and watching the game, I have definitely seen quite a few things. I'm like, that's kind of like Kid Ink to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm only seeing you from the stuff you did with Meek, and after I seen that, I followed and checked you out on YouTube and all that. And I'm looking at certain artists like, I feel like that's kind of like I feel like they still in Kid Ink's whole thing.
Another one of those things, man, was that Keep It Rolling video. I don't know if you ever seen that. It was an old independent video I did with my girl just on the beach, and you know what I'm saying, it was in Malibu, and it was like a smoke record, so it was like smoking and love, you know what I'm saying, it was weird. And then after the video, that's one of my biggest videos with like, you know, 15, 16 million views. After like 6 months, I noticed like 8 videos on Worldstar that had the same thing. I'm like, yo,
same thing, same concept.
Same old $200 concept that I used already, man. Cheap thing. Nah, but it's fun, man. It's just inspiring, though. It just makes me want to do better stuff and just take it to the next level.
That's what it is, man. We're going to wrap it up, man, and talk about some clothing. You worked with a lot of brands, from Pink Dolphin to Reebok, all of them, but you also have your own clothing brand. And in our city, Philadelphia, we have a lot of up-and-coming clothing brands that's trying to do their thing. Can you give some quick advice to those people that's coming from the bottom up, trying to get their stuff out there, kind of on a national level and be seen more?
The clothing line thing, for me, like the way I look at it, because a lot of people's clothing line aspect is, which is you definitely have to make sure you supply, man. Your supply is very important, and just getting it out there to the right people, and just in the clothing line, I think sometimes you got to be ready to give out a box for free, and really contact artists and get stuff out. But on a personal level, if that's like for me, because we don't send out a bunch of stuff to artists all the time. We more like radio and just people we relationship with. But we linked up with Matt from Dope Couture, and pretty much our focus is really just paying attention. I think one of the things you brought up earlier when you said you were a fan, my biggest thing I feel like is you got to be a fan of whatever you're doing from other people though. So what I'm saying, you got to still let what's going on and what's hot inspire you, and then see how you can flip it. So, but what I'm saying, as far as getting the clothing line out there, really I watched a lot of clothing lines explode, just by handing boxes out and just making sure the right people had it, or having your whole team rock it. I think that's one of the biggest things we need is, when you see us roll around, the whole team has on, everything. Not, the same exact shirts and nothing, but you be looking like, but you got a bunch of stuff and a bunch of stuff. You don't want to keep repeating the, same print and, that same stuff over and over. And one thing that I think is cool too is the limited quality stuff. You don't want to until you get into Macy's and Bloomingdale's and everything, you only want to print up 300 of one shirt, and get that out and then move on. You don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over, and they're like, well, everybody got that same shirt on already. When we walked in the club, the same exact one. It has to be some type of exclusivity to it, man.
All right, so that's what it is, man. Appreciate your time.
Definitely.